What's going on, sneakerheads? It's your boy Jaraman, and welcome back to another episode of NBA Kicks, the show where we break down the best sneakers worn in the NBA every single week of the year. We're officially back from a little break, and to make up for lost time, we added some more sneakers to this week's list, which means we got a lot of kicks to get to. So let's play that intro and get straight to it. Starting off the list at number 18, we have Melo Ball with a custom colorway of the Puma somethings. Okay, so this all orange colorway of what looks like the Clyde All Pros is actually a custom sneaker done by Mosh. But the only thing that really sticks out about these is Melo's logo on the back of the heel, which Puma could have easily have added themselves, which if they did, I'm not really too sure what Mosh did with these. What's even more confusing is while these do look like the Clyde All Pros, they have a much higher cut than what you and I can both get at retail. So I'm not really too sure if this is an upcoming high top variation or if it's something that Puma cooked up at Melo's request. Either way, it was confusing enough for me to add to this week's list, and maybe some of you guys have answers, which if you do, let me know in the comment section below. Next up at number 17, we have Montrezl Harrell with the debut of the Reebok Fury Zone. Montrezl's unique deal with Reebok is officially paying off here as he debuts a brand new player-exclusive colorway of Reebok's newest silhouette, which is inspired by Reebok's strong lineage in the NBA. This PE, which is painted in a Lakers purple and yellow color scheme with hits of black, also has some personal touches on the outsole, which fits Trez's personality perfectly. And according to Trez himself, these are expected to release sometime in the near future, but for now, they land at number 17 on this week's list. Next up at number 16, we have Mike Conley with a new colorway of the Air Jordan 35. Jordan Brand continues its excellent campaign for the 35 as the NBA Kicks Shoe of the Year with yet another player-exclusive colorway, this time inspired by the Utah Jazz City Edition uniforms. This colorway uses the same gradient fade design from the uniforms on the overlays of the upper for a really cool effect, while the rest of the silhouette is rounded out with very dark blues, or maybe they're blacks, it's kind of hard to tell, but that mango translucent outsole is easily my favorite feature on what is a very solid colorway. I mean, come on, Jordan Brand keeps pumping out awesome colorways, and if they do that, they're gonna win that Shoe of the Year award. Next up at number 15, we have Ja Morant with the Nike Kobe 1 Pro Tro. Ja Morant dusts off the noise-canceling Kobe 1s, which are inspired by Kobe's 61 performance at MSG, and uses an all-white color scheme with a pretty blingy TPU overlay on the heel, as well as a stitched outline swoosh, which completes what is one of the cleanest colorways of this silhouette. Next up at number 14, we have Payton Pritchard with a PE of the Nike Kyrie 7. Payton Pritchard is one of the surprise storylines of the season so far with this solid play off the bench for the Celtics, and he's doing so while honoring his alma mater with his kicks. Pritchard has been seen in a variety of Oregon PEs from the KD11s to the PG4s, but I'm giving his pair of Kyrie 7s a spot here since it's a newer model and also because that Oregon colorway just fits seamlessly with the silhouette, but then again, which sneaker doesn't? Coming in at number 13, we have Ben McLemore with the Nike Kobe 7. So this blue cheetah colorway that McLemore wore against the Wizards was not my favorite when they first released back in 2011. In fact, the cheetah colorway in general was on the lower end of the Predator pack for me. But as we all know, nostalgia does have a funny way of changing your opinion on something, and seeing these back on the court definitely made me wish that I copped a pair. I always did wonder though, like, why are these in blue? What's the connection? I mean, there's no such thing as a blue cheetah, right? Oh, come on, that doesn't count. Next up at number 12, we have Domantas Sabonis with a new PE of the Nike Kobe 6. Nike hooks up Sabonis with a trio of player-exclusive colorways of the Kobe 6, one in white, one in yellow, and of course, one in navy. My favorite pair out of the three has got to be the all navies with a splash of yellow, because I feel like it's the most unique out of them all, but no disrespect to the other two PEs, as the Kobe 6 looks good in virtually every colorway, and these Pacer-inspired ones are definitely no exception. Next up at number 11, we have Gabe Vincent with a new colorway of the Nike Kyrie 7. Now, even though I'm not a fan of the Heat's new Vice Edition jerseys, there's no denying that the color scheme is a fan favorite, especially when it comes to sneakers, and Gabe Vincent shows us exactly why we love that pink and blue setup with this colorway of the Kyrie 7, which uses that color scheme to full effect with a very vibrant pink upper and outsole, light blue tongue, inner lining, and heel, while the rest of the colorway is rounded out with white on both the midsole and laces. It'd be hard to imagine Nike not dropping these on retail shelves since South Beach colorways always seem to sell very well, and with the Kyrie 7's mixed bag of colorways, this would be a nice addition to any collection, but for now, they're the 11th best sneaker of the week. Starting off our top 10, we have Tyrese Haliburton with another custom colorway of the Kobe AD NXT. Haliburton is back at it again with yet another custom colorway of the post-retirement Kobe silhouette. This time, the cartoon of inspiration is the Fairly Odd Parents. Done by shoe customizer Tees World on Instagram, this custom features a hand-painted graphic on the upper of both Timmy Turner and his fairy godparents Wanda and Cosmo, as well as Haliburton's number on the heel, which adds a nice personal touch. Once again, Haliburton continues to surprise us with unique customs week in and week out, which have us very excited to see what he has lined up for the rest of the season. So let me know in the comment section below which cartoon you would like to see Haliburton honor next. I'm gonna go with one of my all-time favorites. We are riders on a mission, action, kids in fun condition. Rocket power! Next up at number 9, we got Josh Jackson with a new colorway of the Under Armour Anatomic Spawn 2. Now, in case you haven't been paying attention, which is understandable, the Pistons aren't the most exciting team, but I'm an NBA junkie and sometimes I like to abuse myself. But Josh Jackson is quietly having his best season of his career, and who knows, it might be because of the shoes. This colorway of Under Armour's Anatomic Spawn 2 uses a Pistons red, white, and blue color scheme alongside a black upper as well as a very cool gorilla graphic on the overlay, which definitely adds some character and also just give these an overall aggressive look, which is probably why Jackson has been beasting it up lately. But for real, be honest with me, how many Detroit Pistons games have you watched this season? I bet it's 0. Next up at number 8, we got Gordon Hayward with a new colorway of the Anta GH2. Anta drops yet another stellar colorway of Hayward's second signature sneaker, this time inspired by Chinese New Year with a typical but classic red and gold color scheme to go alongside an incredible graphic on the upper, which looks absolutely stunning and fits the overall theme perfectly. Anta has been absolutely killing it so far this season with pretty much every one of their signature sneakers, and they even just signed Alex Caruso to a deal recently, so maybe we get to see some Caruso PEs in the near future. Next up at number 7, we have Daquan Jeffries with the Bruce Lee Nike PG5. Now, we all know Paul George's latest signature sneaker is heavily inspired by the Kobe Bryant signature line. I mean, the PG5 has the same exact outsole as the Kobe 9 for crying out loud, so it's to no one's surprise that Nike is painting the PG5 in some iconic Kobe colorways. Daquan Jeffries of the Sacramento Kings, who has a Kobe tattoo himself, rocks the Bruce Lee inspired PG5s, which uses the iconic black and yellow color scheme, as well as claw mark graphic, albeit a lot larger, right there on the lateral side of the midfoot. Overall, this is a very solid attempt at a Bruce Lee PG sneaker, and Nike should drop these at retail in the near future because I'm sure both PG and Kobe fans are going to be all over them, especially those who struck out on the Kobe Bruce Lee releases like you and me. Coming in at number 6, we have Kelly Oubre with another colorway of the Converse All-Star Pro BB Evo. Kelly Oubre and Converse debut yet another great colorway of their ultra low to the ground silhouette, this time with a camel upper, black outsole, white branding, and orange laces, which really adds some pop of color and also goes extremely well with the Warriors City Edition uniforms, which again are inspired by the We Believe Warriors era. However, I've said it before and I'll say it again, if only Converse would drop awesome colorways like these on retail shelves, because I haven't actually seen an All-Star Pro BB Evo anywhere in store for the life of me, and their selection online is lethargic to say the least. Come on, Converse, I want to cop, but you gotta give me something here. Starting off our top 5, we got Tobias Harris with the debut of a new Kobe 6 colorway. So a few weeks ago, we saw PJ Tucker with a purple cheetah Yeezy-inspired colorway, which had us all drooling over the possibility of Nike dropping them on the sneakers app. But this week, we have a similar colorway from Tobias Harris, minus all of the Yeezy inspiration. This colorway is basically a direct copy and paste from the purple cheetah Kobe 7s, with the same exact purple and green color scheme, as well as the iconic bright crimson laces. While I personally prefer PJ's pair over the ones that Tobias is rocking, it's still amazing to see Nike drop more and more colorways of the Kobe 6s, as it's a fan favorite model that honestly look good in pretty much any colorway you paint them in, and these purple cheetah sequels are definitely no exception. Next up at number 4, we got Kyrie Irving with an alternate colorway of the Nike Kyrie 7. Not too long ago, Nike dropped a ray gun inspired colorway of Kyrie's 7 signature sneaker, which is actually inspired by an old Nike basketball commercial. But this week, we see Kyrie rocking an alternate version of that same colorway that I think is better than the OGs. Instead of the original black upper, this pair has a white one, which I think accent the orange forefoot straps nicely. And I'm also digging the orange underlay as well as the black midsole. And again, I think that this alternate white version is a more solid colorway than the original black ones, but let me know which pair you'd rather cop in the comment section below. Oh, and also check out that Roswell ray gun commercial, it's a good watch. Next up at number 3, we got Steph Curry with the Curry brand Curry 8. So as you guys all know, the Curry 8 is slowly growing on me. And while Under Armour's inability to drop awesome colorways at launch is definitely to blame for my slow growing affection, things are starting to ramp up for the silhouette, and Steph is doing his best to make sure that his latest signature sneaker looks good on the court. During his game against the Nets, Steph rocked 2 colorways at once, his Butterflow yellow pair on his left and his Flow Like Water blue pair on his right. And while each colorway on their own is a bit uninspiring, the way Steph rocked them definitely made them more appealing, and he took it even a step further during his game against the Hornets, where he rocked both of the We Believe Warrior-inspired colorways, which is not only one of my more anticipated sneakers, but this two-tone look is absolutely killer. Hopefully Steph and Under Armour can keep the momentum going here with more awesome colorways of the Curry 8, but for now I got them at number 3 on this week's list. Coming in as our runner-up, we got Robert Covington with a custom colorway of the Nike Zoom Freak 1. So if you don't know by now, I grew up in the Michael Jordan Space Jam era. So when I laid my eyes on this custom, I knew they were going to be near the top of the list. Rocco has actually worn this custom before, but this is the first time that he's dusted them off this season, and they're just so nice that I had to mention them twice. Everything from the Galaxy themed base colorway with a mixture of purples, pinks, and oranges, from the photo accurate artwork of both the Monstars and the Toon Squad on each side, absolutely hits the nail on the head and is easily one of the best custom jobs that we've ever seen on NBA Kicks, but it wasn't quite good enough to take the number 1 spot. Finally, at number 1, we got Devin Booker with another PE of the Nike Zoom Kobe 6. So last episode, we saw Devin Booker with another PE of the Kobe 6s. It actually took the number 1 spot. And this week, he retains that number 1 spot with another PE, but this time in a much tighter package. Instead of the upper using that Phoenix Sun themed gradient design, this pair has that gradient design on the swoosh, which sits on top of a clean white upper, while the outsole seems to use a similar gradient design with orange in the front, while a light purple covers the heel. The only thing I would change about this colorway is the subtle gradient design on the logo of the tongue. There's just something there that is throwing me off about them, and I'd much rather just have it in all orange. But still, at the end of the day, this is just a damn clean colorway of the 6s that Nike should most definitely drop, especially since they do have a history of dropping Devin Booker PEs. So hopefully Nike plans to drop these as well, as they're officially the best sneaker worn in the NBA during week 8 and week 9 of the 2021 NBA season. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode of NBA Kicks, which if you did, please hit that thumbs up button because it helps me out a lot. And subscribe to the channel for more sneaker related content just like this. and make sure you ring that notification bell so you never miss an episode. My name's Jaren. It's been great having you. Catch you guys in next week's episode. Peace.